Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for October 31st through November 4th. This was a crazy week, too.
It was good.
So I looked it up. Jeff Weber has never been on in either of our lifetimes.
Oh, okay. Well, then that makes me feel better about not knowing much about him.
Yeah, I think. Hold it. I checked my lifetime. He might have been on for a second in yours.
Will just make me younger. It's okay.
He left in 1981.
Okay, so I was one.
Please don't why don't you remember that? Things?
I'm so sorry.
He was on until March 24th, 1981. So.
Okay. Yeah. I had a whole year and a month. I should have been paying better attention.
All right. So don't have Port Charles. Oh, wait. I think we might have. I just snoozed it until tomorrow because that's usually when we do this. Some of it is topical. Although, so it's from Ashley again.
Okay.
She said, I know that you said you were getting anger vibes off of Rory, but I have to say that I didn't read it that way. I felt him automatically asking for another bed and not being presumptuous about sharing a bed and taking the cot showed his respect for her, especially when there are a number of men who would have played the I paid for the room card and automatically assumed they'd share or make her take the cot because she was the one who felt uncomfortable. After the incident of her imagining Spencer, he looked more confused and concerned than angry to me, but I have to go rewatch that one now.
I don't think he was mad whenever she stopped him. I think that he was just assuming that they were going to end up in bed together.
I'm the one that said that I thought he was mad.
Yeah, I agree with you that I thought he was mad whenever he had to get the other cot. But whenever she stopped him, I don't think that he was, I mean, obviously he wasn't happy because he thought that more was going to happen, but I don't think that he was angry necessarily.
And then it just says, speaking of the PCPD, good job for them checking gunpowder residue for the first time in how long?
That is very true.
So that one's topical and that one's topical. So I will try to remember that. So Hulu headlines. On Monday, Finn treats a new patient. Tuesday, Elizabeth's world is rocked. Wednesday, Trina confides in Joss. Thursday, Portia and Curtis change their plans. And Friday, Cam and Drew reminisce.
Meh.
The only one I don't like is the Cam and Drew because that was suspenseful for a second and that it wound up being Drew. So
yeah.
I don't know. But I did have a thought about, okay, we can talk about that when we get there. Where do you want to start?
I hate to go to Nina and Sonny, but that's what draws my attention because them and those Sundays at Kelly's, I just wanted to puke. Like
there was ice cream all over the place this week, though. Ice cream was the hidden theme for the week.
Yes, there was.
Because Willow and Michael also had it.
They did. I liked the way that Sonny and Carly both handled the conversation about Donna, as much as I totally understood where Carly was coming from and not wanting to see her kid with somebody else. They were very mature about it and actually seemed to listen to each other.
Yeah. I'm glad that he clarified. Like, no. We just watched a movie.
Yes, it was not a sleepover.
Yeah.
I didn't like the way he pointed out that she didn't have anything to say about Avery, though. Like, I know technically, but...
Yeah.
She's been Avery's
because she does take care of her. She has more time with Carly than...
Right.
But I guess because she doesn't necessarily have a say and Ava is friends with Nina, so therefore... But yeah, and also she now has the quickest name change ever. Like that typically takes weeks.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, and Drew's stopping Carly from telling Sam.
I know. I
am 1,000% on board with. That is 100% Drew's conversation with Sam, not Carly's.
Yes.
I appreciate their new friendship or whatever it is that they have, that she was trying to at least like get it out there. But she and Drew should have discussed, all right, so, Sam's the first one that we're going to have to tell about this and then talk about it there.
Right, exactly. But I didn't like that the reason that he was stopping it wasn't because he was the one that needed to tell her. It was because of the whole insider trading thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he should have said, yeah, I want to be the one to tell Sam when the time comes. But for right now, we're not telling anyone because, yeah, you definitely committed insider trading. I like that conversation with Alexis. She's like, hypothetically. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, absolutely. That is insider
She's like,
trading.
it's literally the definition.
Yeah. Not sure what. He said, you don't even want to think about it for a second? And she was like, no.
So he's trying to hide his relationship with Carly because of that. And I understand that Michael doesn't work for ELQ. However, he used to be the CEO and it is his family's company. I think that any reasonable judge or jury is going to assume that
absolutely.
Them still having, the mother-daughter relationship or mother-son relationship would also possibly lead to that information coming out at Sunday dinner, Yeah.
No, exactly.
I mean, she's definitely over the Quartermaine mansion enough. It's not like she's banished from the mansion,
right?
That they would be able to say, well, she's not even allowed on the property. So it's unreasonable to think that she would have been over there. And granted, those guys can move and go to her. But like, even if they try to say, well, we were just talking about it in the kitchen, she's still a frequent person frequent enough. But so that's the only thing that I thought of was that they'd still be in trouble because of Michael, not just.
Right. There's just too many connections there that they're not going to get away with that. But I think it's more the point that Ned was threatening to take down Drew. I mean, I know it's Drew and Michael together, but he was going after Drew, not Michael.
Michael does have 18% voting because, I mean, that's how he and Drew were trying to get it passed to begin with. So he's a stockholder. He probably knows more than he's technically supposed to as just a voting stockholder, but so's Drew.
Right.
Drew's not, I don't know. Maybe because they were trying to get Drew in the position of CEO.
Maybe.
Because both Drew and Michael are only voting stockholders. Michael's 18% and Drew's only 15%. Don't know.
Yeah. Well, either way, they're keeping the relationship quiet to protect Carly.
Till they get all that drone footage.
Yeah, I was going to say they're not doing a very good job, but since Jocelyn already saw them, but that's what the idea was.
Yeah. She's going to have some things to say about that too. Especially when Carly starts lying about it.
Yep.
I wonder if she'll tell Michael.
I don't know.
She might accidentally tell Michael in the way that Michael accidentally told Cam about Dex.
Yeah, right.
Like, well, Mom and Drew were together last night.
Oh, that would be good. If she did it to be spiteful, that would be good.
I don't even know if she would necessarily say it to be spiteful. I think she would just be venting to her brother and say...
Yeah, if I was her, I'd be mad at him, though. So, yeah, I'd want to be a jerk.
She likes Drew.
Yeah, but still, it's information I have that you don't, so,
Kids just don't always need all of our information.
But they think they do.
They think they do, but they don't.
No. So then Joss would lead into the whole Trina thing. They finally... I don't understand this. Jordan finally figures out that, yes, it is a connection to Trina, then removes her from Carly's house, takes her back to her house, and then says, we don't have enough protection to have an officer around you.
Meanwhile, soon-to-be stepdad, perhaps bio dad, is a retired or former. I guess he's not retired, right?
Right, he's not retired. Well, at least, I was going to say, at least Taggart's not, since he was commenting about going back to the PCP.
But that is also her dad.
Right.
So I love that Curtis was the one to be like, hey, we should probably bring her dad in on this conversation.
Right. He might want to know about
him know that his daughter's in danger.
Yes. The fact that they didn't think about Cameron until the very end was ridiculous also. That Jocelyn's the one, I'm going to go out and tell him, but Jordan never thought to stop by and say anything.
Right.
I don't know. The whole thing, like, I'm glad they finally figured it out.
Can we just remember that I figured out Trina week 1?
Yes.
Everyone else is like, Sonny. And I'm like, I think it's Trina.
Yes.
And then I just kept changing my mind every week. I'm glad that we're talking about the hook again, though, because I thought that went away somehow.
Right.
Last week we didn't talk about it at all, I think.
No, there was no one that had anything happen to them.
No.
So.
And it kind of got started with Alexis, where she got a letter. Okay, I am going to take a little bit of credit on this one because I mentioned the Zodiac Killer at some point recently.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have a letter to the editor on a messed up typewriter.
Yep.
And like back in the day, they used to be able to figure out like if something was written on a certain typewriter because of how the letters, like especially if there was a messed up one.
Right.
Because like if the J drops too low or something, that's pretty much specific. It's almost like a fingerprint to a typewriter. For those young kids at home listening, a typewriter is what we used to use before computers. And if you messed up, if you had the fancy typewriter, you could hold down the white button and then the backspace and the letter that you just messed up on, but you had to type it and it still probably didn't completely white it out.
Yep.
Or you could get white out and then you had to let it dry because we only had the liquid, not the little things. I actually miss typewriters. I like the sound. That might be why I like my keyboard that everyone else makes fun of that it's too loud because it makes the
clicky click noise. Ah, look, we just solved one of your life issues.
It's not an issue. I like it. But it says that it was delivered to the wrong address. I checked. That address was correct. So were they saying that it was accidentally delivered to the wrong address and then rerouted? Because I don't have that fancy stamp that says delivered to wrong address. So when I get the wrong mail, I put a Post-it on it or something that says not correct address.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I'm assuming they have a fancy stamp, but I want that stamp because we still get a ton of mail for the person that owned the house before us. And it's all like junk mail. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. So I need a stamp. Mail,
and we've owned our house since 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, so the letter said, Dear Editor Davis, you was lowercase. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that matters, but it did for me. You got my attention. Want to be next, or are you just curious? Who am I? I'll tell you who I am not. I am not hungry for fame, and I'm no deranged lunatic striking at random. Only those who wrong me and mine will meet with my venom. So that's the venom tip
on the hook
thing. So I'm sticking with the fact that Ava just didn't have enough on it. And did we ever get an answer to her? Wasn't somebody concerned with her being at the doctor's 2 weeks ago?
Oh, because they kept saying weird stuff, remember?
Yeah.
But we never got any reason why they were being weird.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it's not like we've seen her having any, I'm suddenly getting this headache since I...
Right.
Leave me be and you'll have no cause for alarm. I'm off to see the wizard. I kind of think that might have been a little bit of a stretch on that's a reference to Oz Haggerty.
Yeah.
Yes. But could the wizard be the master plan person?
I think that we didn't hear anything about it last week because Esme is locked up and they want you to think that it's Esme for sure.
Yeah, but I feel like the cops still would have been it would have actually made more sense for this letter to have arrived last week. Well, I guess because it was delivered to the wrong address, it really doesn't matter timing wise. I was just thinking it would have made more sense if it did arrive last week, because it would have been reasonable to think that she had dropped it in the mail before she wound up locked up by accident. Mm-hmm. I mean, she didn't know she was going to be.
Right.
But it was delivered to the wrong address because I think that they said it was postmarked before Oz.
Yeah. Yeah, it was postmarked 2 weeks ago.
Maybe that was a reference to Oz and I'm overthinking that.
But I feel like that doesn't make sense because we're almost 100% positive that Oz is Esme. Like the one that killed Oz was Esme.
Right.
In a copycat killing. But unless it was just a coincidence. Yeah, unless it was just a coincidence, they were both going after the same guy with the same motive. But that makes more sense to our theory if there's two and they're working together. And
the wizard is the person masterminding it.
Yeah.
The wizard is behind the curtain.
Yes.
Not,
in the forefront. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I thought that Carly, though, honestly, when Jordan was talking about the whole hook thing, was such a mom.
Yes.
But wait a second. Like basically trying to work every angle of how Joss could have not been targeted or potentially still continue to be targeted.
Right.
She's like, no. Let's work this the other way, because because it was Brando. And Joss is like, yeah, but he came out right after I did. So
it still doesn't make sense though, because how would the killer know that she was going to go out the back entrance?
Because they were what? That's what I'm saying. That's where we came up with the theory of 2.
Well, that's what I'm agreeing. They would have to have 2 because it doesn't make any sense. Normal people don't walk out the back of restaurants. So you're not expecting that.
We don't have the layout because what if the front entrance and the back entrance are visible? Like, what if that's just like a long alley and the front entrance is quickly off of that alley? Because, I mean, think about some of the restaurants down in the more, like in Shadyside or Squirrel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep your head around the side, you'd be able to see the side back door that perhaps the employees go in and out of. So perhaps the hook saw Joss go towards the back, duck their head around, saw her as they were running towards catching up with her is when Brando came out and then Christina was there. And so they're like, shoot, we have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Brando instead of, choosing to do nothing.
Right.
That also would have been an option. Just not killing Brando would have been a great option.
Because they were hiding. It looked like they were hiding behind the dumpster. If you already saw that you missed Jaws, just don't do anything. I've
been reading this book. There is a guy who killed someone that got in the way because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it was a completely innocent person that he really relatively could have let go.
Yeah. I just feel bad for Jocelyn that she's going to feel responsible when obviously she was not.
I don't think she's going to feel responsible. And I'm not saying that to say like she's going to be cold about it, but I think it's going to upset her, but I don't think that she's going to constantly be bothered by it.
I mean, I don't think long term it's going to have effect, but for right now, even Carly said to her, this is not your fault. Like, do not even go there.
Yeah.
So, talking about Diane, I felt bad for her this week whenever Robert left the elevator. That was so sad. She thought they were going to have this great relationship because they had been talking and like flirting and everything. Yeah. And he held on to her for that extra second and then went and kissed Holly.
All right. So which one are we getting into from there?
We can go to Holly.
Okay.
I think it's weird that they both assume they're just going to like pick up where they left off. Were they even together 2 years ago before she disappeared? No. So why are we suddenly getting like, oh, we're going to go back in history?
So I loved when Robert said that he was still smitten with her. That was cute. But one of the problems I had with the Holly continuity this week was he said that he's already lost her once, thought that he lost her once. She was presumed dead from a plane crash in 1987.
I was going to say, haven't we thought that she was dead or he was dead multiple times now?
In 2015, she was last seen taking Ethan to the hospital, and that was all during Luke's send-off.
Mm-hmm.
She came back for the 50th anniversary, but she was not with Robert then. I don't think.
Right. So I don't know why they feel like they're just going to pick right up where they left off, because that's not where they left off.
So maybe we just need to do a Holly and Robert because we've done both of them separately. But so talks about like in 1992 when Robert and Holly's paths cross again, Robert was shocked to find her alive because she had been presumed dead in 1987 from the plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
So she came back in 1992. And then it was Robert's turn to die because they assumed that it was that Anna and Robert had passed in an explosion. And then when she came back in 2006, which I think is the first time that you and I really, really were introduced to Holly, right. Robert turned up alive, and that brought Holly back after she saw him on, it says her supposedly dead ex-husband. She saw him on TV, and it says it was a very different Holly than we had ever seen before. So you and I are correct on, we didn't understand until we did our deep dive on Holly,
mm-hmm.
why certain people had like certain thoughts about her. And now I get it.
Yes.
But then she was hauled off to prison, but they still weren't together. She returned in 2009, and that was the whole Ethan thing.
Right. He's like crushed on her all these years, but they haven't been together, which makes me think that she is just hooking up with him now because of working for Victor.
But yeah, so most of this doesn't even reference, I'm not going to read the entire thing. We're not going to get into this now, but basically it says February 1983 to 2006. It says divorced, have feelings for. And then on November 3rd, so at least since 2006.
Okay.
It has been a definite no. And she's been back a few times since then. So I want to do a deep dive on the artifacts behind Robert's desk, though, because I want to see if they each reference some of the old storylines.
Oh, that would be good.
That's what that's what I got stuck on. So what were they talking about in his office? Because that's what I was looking at. I know they were talking about Victor.
Yeah, they were talking about Victor, and he was saying about trying to help Anna, but that he couldn't like play too much into that because then he would get taken off the case, and he didn't want to be totally out of the loop. And she was just listening to whatever his story was, getting the information so that she could go back to Victor.
Yeah.
So who do you think it is, Luke or Ethan?
Thank you. I think I don't know. So in my head, because the 60th anniversary is coming up, but that's still months away.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I kind of think that it's Luke because everybody would forgive her for betraying them to work with Victor.
To keep Luke alive.
To keep Luke alive. Not saying that not everyone would forgive her for Ethan, because obviously that's her kid.
Yeah, right.
But I think maybe it's both. Maybe Ethan's off doing his own deceitful stuff to also save Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at one point we're going to see Holly and Ethan talking, because remember, she didn't call him from Robert's phone.
Right.
But could that have been because Ethan would have been expecting her call on her progress on her side while he's doing whatever it is that he's supposed to be doing? I'm just making this up right now. But I literally wrote down, I mean, I think everybody this week, if Luke did not enter your mind and you're only thinking Ethan, I don't know what's wrong with us.
Right. No, I think Luke more than Ethan.
But I've already said that can't happen.
I'm sorry.
Maybe,
maybe he won't come back because he is retired, but maybe that they'll at least do the fake phone call so that you know he's alive.
They can't do that. Okay, they can do that. It just makes me really miss my Grammy, which we've talked about so many times.
Yes.
All right, so we have to move on to when Victor was referencing talking to Holly. I don't like that they were on the footbridge. That's not their place. That's not their place. Oh, one of those locks was Oscar and Joss's lock.
Yes. That's what Cameron was looking at.
Yeah. But Victor brought up Winston Rudge. He was the owner of that casino when Robert and Olivia.
Okay. I was not sure who he was. I thought he had something to do with that, but I wasn't sure what his part in it was exactly.
So when I looked him up, there's actually a little bit more to him. I thought that that's who it was. And I was like, I just want to make sure. He had actually been around previously too.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, whatever.
Why is it going around kidnapping people? What the heck?
I know. Were Holly and Sonny best friends?
That was so weird.
Is everybody friends with Sonny and I just missed it somewhere?
Right. Remember when he was the bad guy that no one wanted to associate with? How are we suddenly friends? Because he came up and she's like, hey, okay, I'm good. But then she left abruptly and was like, I'm going to go get some hot chocolate.
Her saying like, I can't remember the past 2 years of my life. And him being like, yeah, I totally understand. That's as common as me saying, hey, have you been to the new Crumble?
Right.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Time I lost my memory for 2 years. But, so she's not brainwashed.
I know, but she kept saying that she was.
I don't know. Oh, but I thought it was funny when Robert was like, yeah, you can read about his thing online.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't have to talk to him to get this fill in. Just go Google it.
Yeah. Don't bother having the conversation. It's all in the Invader, but that's not the Invader anymore.
And Sonny offers to help Anna not go to Pentonville. That one I feel is...
That was sweet.
Yeah.
That was sweet. So I like seeing the girls in their Halloween costumes, but why do we keep aging up poor Donna?
So Avery was a Lisa Frank leopard.
She's so cute.
Was so cute. Because how old's Donna Corinthos supposed to be now? 3? Because she was right before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
She was born on screen September 30th, 2019. Maybe the costume was making her look bigger. That was kind of a bulky costume.
No, she definitely looks older. After seeing it, if you went online at all, you saw pictures of Maurice and her together out of costume, and she's an older girl. I mean, she's not like 12, but she's older than 3. She's cute. She mixes in with the Corinthos family well. But they had that other little girl.
Oh, she is a recast.
Twice. Yeah.
Well, I couldn't really see her face in the costume.
You could tell it wasn't that same little girl that they had in the high chair a couple months ago.
Was that the last time we saw Donna? I thought we've seen her since.
I don't think so. I think we've only seen Avery.
Maybe they did age her up and they just didn't age her up on the website.
That could be.
I didn't even notice that we had a recast, so.
Yeah, I liked that they had her and Scout sitting together, though. That was cute. Like whenever they said they were watching the play or the puppet guy or whoever, that is cute if they would be friends. Scout's costume is cute whenever they took her to see, when Drew took her to see Alexis to ask all his hypothetical questions.
I have butterfly wings too.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure
a couple
you're
years ago, I dressed all in black and then I printed off the logo for Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, possibly LinkedIn too, because I was dressing like this for a networking Halloween party and I was a social butterfly.
Very cute. I'm sure you look just as cute as Avery does. Or as
cuter.
I said Avery, it's Scout. Just as cute as Scout was. So what else didn't we talk about? Portia and Curtis. Why do they need to tell Jordan instantly, oh, we moved up the wedding date? Like, that was an unnatural conversation.
That was the first time, like, I felt like it was a shove in their face or shove in her face. Like, well, that's going to be hard to do while we're planning a wedding. Don't make us think about our daughter. It's not like she was asking them to take on a volunteer activity and they just don't have time. She's asking for their cooperation in
keeping their
Trina's life.
Right.
I mean, I know I do a lot and I somehow manage to squeeze everything in, but I have a feeling that if the kids were in danger,
you might put that first.
I might cut back on my commitments.
Huh. Yeah, I just thought it was silly. And then the fact that Jordan's response instantly was, that's less than 6 months away. Like, come on, people plan weddings, especially if you have the money that they have, you could plan a wedding in a week. Well,
and especially if they're having it at the Metro Court. I did say, I was like, oh, they could call Maxie. And then I'm like, oh, but maybe not. Because remember, Kirsten Storms made the character choice that she thinks Curtis is hot. So maybe she wouldn't want to do his wedding. Maybe Maxie's too busy.
Chance to see him in his tux.
But exactly, she could take him tux shopping.
Yeah, I felt like they were just kind of throwing it in her face and taking away from, that was like a weird transition to go from the wedding to Trina to, oh, by the way, aren't you going to tell Trina the truth? Like, I don't know how why they wrapped it around like that to get to the point.
Well, Curtis the truth, not Trina.
Yeah. Well,
but why didn't Curtis or Trina walk down the stairs at that point?
I know. Again, not a very private conversation.
There was something that Jordan did this week, and I don't think I wrote it down. And now it's going to bother me.
She made the deal with Alexis?
No.
And
that might have been it.
She made the deal with Alexis about she would get the first dibs on the story when it was time to actually have it come out if Alexis didn't publish the letter.
Yeah.
And then she also talked to Gregory and Finn about how crazy Heather Weber is.
Yes.
I think that's all she did this week. Well, and Drew.
Oh, no. I know she didn't do anything other than the fact that this is just how she is.
Oh,
we can get to that. Yeah, we can get to that. It's just a little, I was like, I knew that there was something weird that I wrote down.
Okay.
All right, where do we want to go from there? Oh, Joss and Trina that also talked about how Joss doesn't feel connected to Cam.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, we're both. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that
Cameron
thinks
is
it's
still
because of the whole situation.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's on the same. We're not connecting because you're into somebody else now.
Right. Now, and she kept going back and forth because she said, I think we're both just feeling not as connected because there were secrets kept, blah, blah, blah. And then Trina said, why don't you go ahead and discuss it with him before it gets worse? And she was like, nah, I don't really want to talk to him about it because I don't want to hurt his feelings. And
the secret that he kept was
he's
in
not
the
on
best
the same page as me.
Of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He kept a small secret so that the truth could come out and exonerate their friend.
Right.
He didn't straight up lie to her.
No.
Or withhold information about him. Although I did love whenever he thought back to, he caught them talking, but the second she saw him.
Right. She ran right over to
smiles.
him. Mm-hmm.
I liked that. That was sweet.
But
then I liked that Joss was kind of going to bat for Spencer.
Yeah.
Because she's like, he was really sad, and upset that you haven't gone to see him, and he was mad at us for telling you.
She was honest about her feelings about him. He can be a jerk, but I think deep down he has a good heart, and you can change the way you behave based on that. So maybe you want to talk
trying, to him. And I think she really does see that now, especially where he's gone to prison.
Yeah,
I think that she sees that he's going to mess up, but he truly, truly is trying to not follow in his family's footsteps, I guess.
Right.
Well, that much.
Right.
Oh, Marcus Coloma posted something on Instagram because he plays piano, and it said something about, people have been asking if Nicholas is going to be on the nurses' ball in the spring. And he's like, I think this would be the perfect song for Ava. And I commented, I was like, oh my gosh, you and Valentin should be dueling pianos, but be like dueling Cassidines.
Yes.
And they could just be taking requests, and they could be cutting up.
Mm-hmm.
Making fun of, instead of Mr. Marbles, they could be the little entertainment, but they can also both, because they both sing. I feel like they both have a wide range of musical talents.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they'd have to stick to one genre.
Right. Oh, that would be fun. I like that idea. I hope they listen to you.
That'd be cool. I think so too. Dear writers, dueling Cassidines.
That would be fun.
TM.
That would be cool. So do you think, back on all the Cassidine stuff, do you think that Cody is working for not Valentin?
Victor.
For Victor? Because how did he get a picture of that necklace?
The banker.
Why would he know to get a picture of the necklace?
If the banker was working for Valentin or Victor.
Oh, I guess that's true too.
It could have been why he opened the box wrong.
Could have been. But wouldn't he have opened it before then? He would have had a key to it.
But he wouldn't have had her key.
They only showed one key though.
Then he didn't have her key.
They only showed one key. They did it all wrong.
But he took the key from her.
True.
So he did not have that key.
He did not have the key. You're right.
It's not like he was wearing glasses that he could have taken, the little side photo with just the tatch of the side. I'm like, oh, let me look at this. I've seen all the spy movies and take the little click with the glasses.
Yes.
I'm going to go with it was the banker, not Cody.
Okay. You just don't want Cody to be involved.
I just don't, unless I just don't see the connection of why that would even be. He has literally nothing.
Yeah.
What would Victor be blackmailing him for, or unless it is for him to get part of Dominique's, but Serena's already pretty much, they've talked about it. Serena's pretty much blown through that.
Mm-hmm.
Sticking on Cody, he had a really good moment with Scott, and mostly Scott, but then when Dr. Obrecht was grilling him,
Right.
I think that he impressed her.
Mm-hmm.
So he is also a certified diver, because why not?
Right. Right.
Which actually makes sense. If you're going to be a parachute person,
You should probably know.
into water, you should maybe know how to dive. I don't know. I know you should know how to swim.
Yeah, that would be helpful. I liked that Obrecht called him out on the diamonds, though. He was like, well, diamonds cut glass. And she was like, yeah, so does this, and this. Like, that doesn't mean anything.
To be fair, TV tells us it's diamonds, and that's how you learn.
Yeah.
But like, now we have people that are like, no, other things cut glass. But I know growing up, that was
what they told us growing up.
Yeah.
But if you have learned anything since then, lots of things cut glass.
I'm not up on my jewels.
I wasn't sure exactly what did cut, but I knew that it wasn't just diamonds.
I was impressed with the cubic
zirconia.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
But I like that Cody was saying that he wants to talk to Scott about getting to know Dominique. So that way, what if they watch the videos?
That would be so cute.
That would be cute. And he can read the letters.
Yes.
That
would be so cute.
And he wants to get to know Serena.
Mm-hmm. I do hope they bring her back. That would be fun.
So I just don't see why Victor would be using Cody. Like, what would be his...
Right.
Why? Because there wasn't even a Cassadine involved in the cartel, which we will finish this Thursday.
Woohoo!
So it's not like he's trying to use Leopold's son to avenge the heirs of everyone that wronged the cartel.
Right.
So I don't know. So I take it that you do think that he is working for Victor?
I just felt like Victor hadn't asked about the necklace before, and now suddenly, since Britt opened the box, he's all into it. So I wondered if it was Cody. Not that Britt's really keeping it a secret, but I wondered if it was Cody that took the information to, hey, by the way, Britt has this necklace that's potentially worth millions. But you're right. If
the cartel had nothing to do with the Ice Princess.
Yeah. And you're right that if they needed Britt's key, that Victor could have known about it all along, but couldn't do anything until Britt went and opened it to confirm it was there. So that would make your line of thinking makes more sense. I just wondered, because it seemed like a big coincidence, but it would be because they needed that key. So there, I just talked myself through it. Thanks.
You're welcome. That's why we do the show.
I know.
Oh, and Liesl asked Britt if she shared her diagnosis with Cody.
Yeah, I don't like that they're like suddenly going to make that seem like that's the thing. So it's like the cough that she had this week. She was like, oh man, it just went down the wrong pipe. I think it's been doing that a lot lately, but we haven't seen that.
No. To be fair, I don't know how that disease progresses. So
I don't either, but I don't know. I hope
if
that
takes off, we will learn more about it.
Absolutely. But I wanted that to be a wrong diagnosis. So,
but something else I was right about, Robert didn't know.
Robert didn't
Cody.
Cody. Yeah. Right. And he was mad. He was like, this has been going on for months and you didn't think to tell me about it?
And he smacked him.
He did. That was cute. I
am glad that Mac acknowledged. I mean, Mac is such a good dad. He'd never once ever said anything about being the one to raise the girls or all the things that we have said about the fact that he was the one to raise these girls. I'm just going to feel bad if Cody is his. And I think I've said it before, and he missed out on that because he was such a good dad. He would have done a great, or he's like, I wonder if Cody has trouble sleeping like that. Or what was it?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah.
She mentioned James was hanging off the bed and he's like, I used to wake up. He's like, oh, I wonder that about Cody.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm torn because I feel like if he is the dad, it's going to be sad that he missed all those years. But if he's not the dad, now he's going to be disappointed because he has it in his head that he is. So I'm not sure. However way they rate it, I will be okay, I guess, because there's ups and downs to either sides.
Yep.
I'm still annoyed with, talking about him makes me think of Maxie, which then led my brain to Dr. Gatlin Holt. I am still annoyed that they won't tell us who this woman is that he's working for. It was the same interaction again this week of his cousin asked him for something. So they're hiding the fact that someone was shot. Okay. So obviously it's bad people, but we already knew that. And then they're talking about you can't escape her. Who is her?
Right.
Get to the point.
Maybe Charity took a turn to the dark side. And maybe it's his mom.
Maybe.
I don't know. But Austin did an emergency surgery on someone without anyone knowing. Doesn't the hospital track? It's not like when Epiphany went to the safe house to work on Taggart.
I think they were saying,
you pulled me out of the hospital for this.
I think they were saying that it's the doctor's responsibility to call the police and report suspicious injuries like gunshots. And so the surgical team would have assumed that he called, and then he's just going to be like, oh yeah, they said it was a self-inflicted injury. It's fine. And kind of over it. So
I think that by now, like, the entire consensus is the video of Lucy and Anna was fake.
Oh yeah.
I think that someone was, but the big thing has been that someone else was dressed like Anna. I think someone else was dressed like Lucy, but really got shot. And that's who he just.
Yeah.
Did. So they made it, that poor person wound up really getting shot.
I like that.
So the person acting as Lucy really got shot, really had a gunshot wound. And I'm also going to be mad if they bring Helena back.
Oh, yeah. We cannot.
She needs to.
Too old.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry.
Towers is not too old.
No, but the character.
She's dead. She is dead. We need her to stay dead.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that. And then Maxie telling Spinelli that she told Austin everything.
Right. And he's like, I kind of feel like that was mine to tell people, not yours. So can you not do that?
But Austin wants matched with Maxie. So
I don't think he wants matched with her, like, deceivingly, like Britt and Cody. I think he just wants their, like, numbers crunched to see if they're an actual match or not.
See, I started to think, what if Austin is not the nice guy that we think he is, and that he's after Maxie for some reason?
Oh no. See, I think he is
Maxie for some reason.
No, I think he is a nice guy, and he's trying to figure out, is it worth risking whatever's going to be risked to get away from that other woman to be with Maxie? Or if the report from Spinelli's thing comes back that they're not a real match, that then he'll break up with her and finish what he needs to finish. I think he's trying to
like that because I did not like thinking that they were changing him.
Yeah.
Because I like that he's a nice guy. I like that. I would like to think even bad guys would not bring kids into an evil plan. Or try to bond with them. You know, that.
Yeah, I think he wanted to know, you know, like, whenever you're with somebody and you're like, oh, I think they're my soulmate. Well, if you have an algorithm to tell you if they are or not, then go ahead and run it and see what it says.
Yeah.
I'm always curious about that. Like, if I went on a dating app and so did Ryan, would it match us together?
Oh, let's do that. I don't know. Cause I mean,
Spinelli's app is way more sophisticated than anything we have in real life. So
he's trying to shut it down.
He is. And the people who work for him are like, dude, do you know how much money you're going to cost yourself? Don't do that.
Why doesn't he just sell it then instead of shutting it down?
Because then they'd have to sell the formula.
Yeah, but he wants nothing to do with it now.
Yeah, but you can't sell the formula that's all kind of illegal.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Well, he can.
I'm getting big trouble.
Because I even said, I was like, maybe he and Carly can work together to avoid jail.
Oh, there you go. They could just have someone buy them a jail.
Right? Sonny.
Yeah.
He's already working on Anna.
Mm-hmm.
So
you just buy the luxury jail like Spencer was in, and they could all stay there.
Yes. There we go. Problem solved.
Yes.
So do we want to stay on Maxie real quick and talk about Maxie, Sasha, and Diane?
Sure.
The picture behind Maxie's shoulder, I am pretty sure, is the real life picture of her daughter Harper, who was Georgie in 2015.
Yes.
And I think that's adorable.
I think it is too.
Poor Maxie. She's like, Sasha has a guardian, which she's totally fine, you know.
Right.
But she's like, and Lucy's, who knows where our investors are. Like, everyone always leaves her to run the business.
And she never gets the credit for it. Yeah.
I think she is this time. I definitely think she is this time. I was really glad that Gladys came around, but I feel like they should have also had Gladys in that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever they called the meeting, she should have been there.
You know, yes, she is honoring Sasha's decisions, but it would have made more sense. Right. Like,
she has to look out for her, but if she would have been in on the whole meeting, it would have made more sense because she would have heard them talk it through instead of just being like, hey, sign this paper so I can give away some of my money. What?
Right. Like, that's not how that works. That's why you have somebody there. And I feel like at that point, her being an employee or an assistant to Brooklyn is like her guardianship or conservatorship trumps any confidentiality. Because I also feel like there's a built-in confidentiality probably in those types of things where she can't. So she's going to wind up being privy to information that otherwise she wouldn't be able to.
Right.
Trumps her being Brooklyn's assistant, like only Brooklyn's assistant. And that's not information an assistant would have, but it is information that someone who would be signing off on it needs.
Yes. I agree.
I love that she is volunteering in the maternity ward.
I know. That was very sweet. And I like that she said, but don't tell anybody. Like, I know. Like, that'll ruin my rep. Don't tell anybody. That was cute.
I can understand her not telling Sasha, though.
Yeah.
You know,
right. You don't want to hurt her feelings even more.
Yeah. But that's how she's healing. So I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where to go from there? I guess we could go to jail.
Oh,
and
go ahead.
Wrap up. Okay, because this will lead into the other thing.
Okay.
So Anna's arraignment, Scott's going to represent her.
Uh-huh.
Martin asks him to stop using past tense, which I was like, why are we saying loved all the time?
I felt like whenever Scott said loved, though, he didn't mean loved like she's dead. He meant loved like they had been in a romantic relationship at one point in time.
No, when he said that to Martin this week, yes. But a couple weeks ago when Dante said, I need to call Baldwin, he loved her. Or the way that he said it was like, it was definitely like a past tense thing.
Mm-hmm.
They had a kid together. That was it. They had a kid together. No. They still have, yes, she's not a kid, but they still have a child together.
Yeah.
That's what Dante said a couple weeks ago. But yeah, this week, I did like that he reminded Martin, but not in a, I've known her longer and probably know her better than you do way. Right. It was a, don't forget, she's a huge part of my life too. I'm definitely not trying to do the bare minimum here. You know, like I'm not phoning it in. And then Victor saying that Valentin's absence spoke volumes for her arraignment. How?
And right.
I don't understand that.
No.
And is that a new judge, Judge Walsh?
I don't know.
I've never seen him before.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to my judges as well as I should, apparently. But you knew he was going to say no bail. I mean,
right.
They were right. She is a flight risk. Even if you take her passport, like there's no one that's more of a flight risk. Yep. She is a spy. She's going to be able to escape if she wants to.
Right. And the fact that she didn't even fight it. She's like, all right.
Right. Exactly. Like, okay, it sucks, but what did you really expect them to say?
She's probably the most rational person right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of her being in jail.
No, but she keeps telling them like, this is just how it has to go.
Yep. So Felicia called Valentin and says, there's no easy way to say this, but Anna's been arrested. No, you do not start an arrest call with that.
No.
First of all, I doubt that he would be surprised.
And I'm not even sure why they called him if they were just calling him to tell him not to come. Like, she's not in danger. She's not going to die. She's in jail. And he can't do anything about it. So let him finish what he's trying to do and then talk to him when he gets back.
And Victor overheard her. And then that never got addressed the rest of the week.
Right.
I think they had a quick talk.
Yeah. But she gave him a face like, yeah, I know you're a bad guy. And then
they had like a quick back and forth, but it's not like she went to Mac and said, I'm so worried now because Victor overheard me talking to Valentin. Right? That didn't happen.
Mm-mm. No, she didn't go anywhere with it. She said something to him in the courtroom about, Anna always comes out on top, or Anna always something. I don't know. It was weird.
But there wasn't like a real... But then we go and we see Charlotte.
Yes. I was confused on where they think they're going to meet her, though. Like, he told her to come back to the chapel, and then he beat up the first guard and then was going to leave. And then, he tried to beat up the first guard, and then the first guard got the better of him, and that's whenever Laura came in, which was awesome, and knocked him out. And then they're trying to figure out where to go next. And that next guy comes in and they talk to him, and then Kevin rings the bell or whatever. And then they left through the back door talking about they don't know how many guards Charlotte has on her. But where are we meeting Charlotte at now? She's coming back to the chapel.
They probably just were going to go to her because they knew where she was. And probably like a rough estimate of time that she would be there. Maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe it would be reasonable to think like she would still be there.
I felt like it was safer to stay in the chapel. Like, how many more people are going to come?
Yeah. I don't know. I love that Laura and Kevin are working together. Are you happy they gave Kevin something to do?
I did. I loved that. And he used his brain and thought it through. He said, I wasn't sure if this would be a distraction or a sign, but I went ahead and used it because I wanted you to know I'm here. Let's go.
I liked it.
I did. That was cute. Good use.
Laura's back, hidden as a nun.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it.
So I hope they get to escape with Charlotte. That would be awesome.
But so Anna called Laura and had Laura go.
Yes. Yes.
I thought that Laura has been gone all this time under the ruse that Leslie's house burned down, but was in actuality hiding as a nun to keep an eye on Charlotte.
No, she originally left for the house burning down.
I was hoping that it was all a lie and that was just what she told everybody so that no one could.
But you knew that wasn't a lie because Victor told Valentin that he got rid of Laura, or Valentin got rid of Laura for Victor by sending her away instead of having Victor kill her.
I still wanted Laura to have secretly been watching Charlotte for at least the past few weeks then.
Maybe that
let her handle Leslie, but then come back and
sure, she can have done that. That works.
But she didn't. I just thought that would have been cool.
That would have. That was nice.
I'm like, don't worry, I've been keeping an eye on our girl. I thought it was funny that Valentin did not punch out the bodyguard, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he went in with all of it, and then he's like, oh, shoot, that didn't work.
Yeah. There's Laura with the candlestick.
Yep. The nun with the candlestick in the chapel.
Yes.
And they hid the bodies down the crypt.
Mm-hmm. That was genius.
Kind of cruel.
That was genius. No one's going to look for him down there.
Fair enough. All right. So real quick wrap up Willow and Michael.
So is she going to tell him? She danced around it all kind of ways. And then whenever she got the phone call from Terry, she's like, yeah, he says he'll go with her to the appointment. She's like, yeah, I want you there. Are you not going to tell him? Are you going to make Terry tell him? Like, what the heck?
Right. And have it sound like it was brand new information?
It's crazy. I don't understand. And how would she have had that test run without knowing that that's what they were testing for? Because that wasn't a baby test.
She knew about that.
No, but I mean, how is she going to present it to Michael? They just ran this test because of the baby, and now it came up. Oops, I have leukemia. They're not right. They're not together at all.
Right. I see. Yep.
So you had to have known what they were testing for. That they were testing for something with you, not with the baby.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, it's time that she tells him, but I wasn't clear on what she was doing because she kept saying, "We're together forever." In sickness and health, blah, blah, blah. Sure, I'd marry you right now. But then she's not telling him what's up.
Right. I don't know.
I know they need to move that storyline along, but it felt like they didn't know how to do it.
That they have a preset time to work with, though. A pregnancy does take a certain amount of time.
It does.
So that is a timeline that, should she tell him sooner? Yes.
Yeah.
especially now that she's considering getting next level of treatment, she's not going to be able to hide it.
No, absolutely not.
All right. So I guess the last two things kind of roll in together.
Okay.
Finn and Heather Weber. I'm sorry. Okay. So I was right. Robin Mattson retired in 2016.
I know, but still sad.
Yep. But Heather was in Darkham.
Yes.
And Finn just straight up read the computer straight to Alexis and Olivia.
Yeah.
Oh, she was transferred here from this place for this reason.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well just got a ticker tape. And him trying to figure out how she got the bacteria because she was obviously not traveling. And he's like, yeah, you couldn't have gotten this without. So is she the woman?
But why would she care about Trina?
No, is she? Oh, yeah. I was thinking, was she the Austin woman?
Oh. I thought you were going to say
who was. No, but it also makes sense because she has that bacteria.
Right.
So she would be involved in that too, some way. But I thought it might have been but then she's not connected to Trina. So it's not like.
Right. If she would have hurt Ava, I could have seen that because of the Franco-Ava connection.
Mm-hmm.
But she would have gone after Elizabeth first.
Yeah.
Because you heard how much she loves Elizabeth.
She does not like Liz at all.
Finn did a really good job of just keeping his cool and being like, we're not talking about my life. We're not talking about my life. Because she was going in for it.
Yep. And he's like, you don't know her. And she's like, maybe you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Curious to see where that goes.
Mm-hmm. She played Heather well, though. Like, as much as we hate recasting people, she's doing a good job.
She is.
So.
That does not mean that it's okay to recast iconic characters.
No, but if they retire, what are you supposed to do?
Well, because certain iconic characters will never, ever, ever be okay as recast.
I agree with you.
Even if he retired and is in Amsterdam off the grid.
I 100% agree.
We can go find him. We will go find him.
Oh, are we taking a trip to Amsterdam?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Gonna go find Tony Carey.
Do we have any listeners in Amsterdam? Maybe they could track him down for us.
Yeah. Or we can just stay with you.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm thinking that Sarah must be coming back too, because they did not even try to use either of the previous Sarahs in that photo.
Right. They gave us a new one. Yeah.
That would make sense. Is Sarah coming back and it's going to be another, because there was two Sarahs.
Yes. I'm still not sure that I understand the ages with Reiko and Finn and Elizabeth's parents.
I think it's like I said, she would have been like about 10 years older than Liz. So early to mid 20s. He and Reiko would have also been early to mid 20s. And Jeff was just sleeping with a girl that was in her 20s.
Okay.
My biggest problem is the lack of hair continuity between the flashback Liz that we're looking at and the photo. Two totally different hairstyles, yet they were supposed to happen the same week.
Yeah. Maybe she got a haircut. Sometimes that happens. Or hair extensions, even though that wasn't really a thing back then.
So they follow Aiden on social media, and Liz was not happy about that.
No.
I don't like that they're like, we couldn't have time. We were doing all these things. We couldn't have had time to be the best parents for you. They made a beautiful home. They had time to do that. I mean, I know that you can hire people to do that, but they obviously lived in that house, you know?
Yes. But I feel like it was more because of what happened. Like when they first started talking, I was like, whatever, you guys are jerks and you just didn't want to take care of your kid. But once they got into it, was Liz that pushed Reiko down the stairs. She didn't really push her though. Like that was a total accident.
Yeah.
But okay, they're saying Liz pushed her down the stairs and then she had a concussion and she needed the blood transfusion and whatever. If Liz was having nightmares about that the way that they were saying that she was, then I could understand thinking maybe someone else could parent her better through that. I don't understand staying away forever, but
I don't think having her stay with a friend's parents who don't know anything about any of that.
True. It should have been Graham from the start.
It should have been Graham from the start. She shouldn't have been having to run away to get there. And they're like, well, when we found out you wound up at Audrey's, we knew you were okay.
Yeah. So we just let it go for 25
you
years.
You were
16,
cross country, who knows what. I mean, because in the 90s, you still needed to be 18 to buy tickets and stuff like that, I think.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
She probably didn't have a cell phone. Her mom was totally gaslighting her, though.
Yes.
That's not what you remember. That's not what you remember.
Yeah.
I liked when she said that I can't even remember what it's like to have parents. You know, you weren't there when I had my kids. You weren't there.
For my marriages, for my divorces. I mean, they didn't even send her a card. Right.
Like, sure, you can't physically be there, but at least you can be
at least pretend
in a life.
At least pretend for the grandkids and send them a card with $10 in it every birthday and holiday.
Right.
Come on.
They never opened presents from them under the tree, you know.
Right. They just dropped out. And then they're like, well, we wanted to be a part of your life, but we made no effort. Sorry about that.
My first thought as Carolyn was starting, when Liz turned and was like, I'm so sorry, Mom, this must be so hard on you and things like that. I wrote, oh my gosh, did Carolyn have an affair with Finn?
Oh, no.
But that didn't happen. They didn't say that. I left it here because I'm like,
don't go there. Stop. That's just too much ick.
Here's the thing that they mentioned at the very beginning is that they knew that she was with a doctor.
Yeah.
And so they must have done something right if she wants to marry or if she wants to be with someone like us.
Right.
Why
so they
did
knew
they
it
not
was
come
Finn.
back? Right. Why didn't they come back then and be like, hi, honey, we haven't seen you in 25 years. How's it going? And then slowly, and then that's how it would have all come out. And they should have been like, hey, I'm seeing someone. Let's get dinner.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I slept with your dead wife.
And have Finn walk in, and they're all at the Port Charles Grill, and she stands up, and she's like, oh, hi. And they have their backs, and then as soon as they turn, and he looks at them and goes, you. And then that would have made Finn interesting, and it would have... I do like that this was entirely Liz-centered, though, and her addressing her parents and why they haven't been here, and why she was a child, and you can be an adult. And still struggle with things that happened as a child, especially if your parents were not there for you to help you process it. And you've had to figure that all out on your own as an adult.
Right.
Like she said, she's like, I figured this out and I have raised 3 great kids. So Rachel had a concussion and then had internal bleeding, which made her get a blood transfusion, which is how she got the disease that ultimately killed her.
Yes.
But I agree. Why didn't they stop her when they found out that she was dating Finn?
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, you would say something.
Right.
And I wonder if Finn knows that there was an affair.
Probably not. Probably not. I did like that Liz called, you don't have time for your kids, but you have time for an affair. And we were literally there that week.
Right, exactly. How are you bored when your whole family was with you? Or lonely whenever your whole family was with you? You
cannot say that you didn't have time if you had time for that.
Yeah.
You had the time, you just didn't have the priorities.
They
did really just keep telling her that everything else was more important, though.
Yeah.
They really think that they did nothing wrong.
Oh, yeah. They have no responsibility at all in the whole thing, according to them.
And if your daughter did do that, wouldn't you be worried that somebody would look into that?
Right.
Like, at this point,
I would want it shown that it was an accident, because it was. Like, when they replayed that footage, it was an accident. They were both struggling. Liz could have fallen down.
Right? She was supposedly 15 when that accident happened.
Right.
Because she was like 16 when she came to Port Charles.
Yes.
So it's reasonable to think.
And the way that they were fighting, there was just as much chance that Liz was going to fall down the steps as Reiko. It just happened that at that turn, Reiko, the part of her foot slipped off and she fell. Liz did not push her. Liz was pushing her off of her, like, don't touch me. But Liz was not like, I'm going to push you downstairs.
Right.
And you knew that by the way that she yelled whenever Reiko started falling. So it was not malicious. Like, there's no charges that would have been brought up there. It was an accident.
Right.
And she was 15.
Right. I don't know. But I personally really liked it. It was hard to watch, but I thought it was good. But that was my ultimate question, is why didn't they come to stop her? But I guess as talked it out, I'm kind of glad, because then that would have possibly turned her story into somebody else's. And that's...
Yeah. I was proud of her for she walked out and then she turned around and came back in and was like, no, I'm not leaving like this. I came for answers. Give me answers.
Yep. I think that was it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have.
No.
Reality check.
So yeah, reality check. Bit of a crazy week. Finally signed up with the correct organization for service coordination, supports coordination. We are having a full meeting with everybody on Monday to get everybody on board and find out where all the gaps are. This past 2 months have just been absolutely insane. Getting all of this, basically doing 2 years of work in 2 months has been a lot. And
I don't understand why. Why would that be overwhelming?
I don't know. Maybe if we had been doing it for over 2 years, because also I am probably like a quarter of the way through planning my annual service project for the Professional Moms Organization. And this year it is 9 service projects in 6 different states.
Oh my gosh.
So I've been coordinating that. And if anyone needs to order bags for Imprint, has really great customer service. Because last year when we ordered them, there was just a slight issue with the color. And the girl was like, reach out to me next year if you want to do this again. And I did. And she was like, okay, cool. Here's what we need to make sure. So they kind of gave us assistance on how to change things to make sure that the bags were fine.
Mm-hmm.
There were just like a couple things that obviously we just know. So it's not like anyone got it and was like, oh my gosh, but it was because how we had the text of something, it was done as a negative space instead of being the color. So when the color was actually printed, because it was so tiny, it actually kind of bled together. So some of the letters were difficult to read, but they were absolutely fantastic with their customer service and helping me make sure that we got more accurate bags this year. So
good.
And I think that's really it. It's anyone who's watched the news knows that the housing market is changing right now. So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But Pittsburgh's a whole different animal. We don't follow national averages for like anything. So we're still busy, but it's kind of calmed down. Okay, here's the biggest difference. We showed a house. My business partner showed it Saturday. I showed it Sunday, wrote the offer Tuesday. So first of all, we had 2 showings of the same house, and we're able to take 3 days before writing the offer. That has not happened since.
Right.
Like when we show a house, no matter what the market is, we go in with the mindset that we also have to block off a period of time afterwards to write an offer. Like that's the way that we have to plan that. But the fact that we had that time was interesting. So yeah, I'm boring. Just a lot of volunteer stuff and getting everything set up with my daughter. Oh, she has her first guitar lesson today too, but she's at her dad's for the weekend. So she's going to let me know how it went today. She'll let me know today.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Yeah, I was pretty boring too. A bunch of kids stuff, getting Megan settled in with doing the online learning and figuring out that kind of schedule and stuff. I'm away on my girls' weekend, so Ryan is playing Mr. Mom for the weekend. He's doing a great job, but I just keep texting and calling. I'm like, is everything okay? Is everything okay? But I like the fact that Madeline is still little enough that she's calling me, how many more nights till you come home? How many more sleeps till I get to snuggle you? And I'm like, oh, that's nice because the other kids don't really care. So yeah, I mean, it hasn't been a normal week because just kind of relaxing. We got here Thursday. We leave tomorrow, and it's nice to not have a schedule to run against. Although one of the girls here also watches General Hospital. She's watched it off and on.
Well, why isn't she in this?
Yes, that's whose room I'm actually recording in. She's watched it off and on through the years because we had talked about it last year. And now she's been working from home more. So she's been watching it for the past however long. And so she's like, who do you think the Hook person is? And I was like, and she was like, they keep trying to portray it like it's that nice little brunette. And I was like, Esme is not nice. What are you talking about? Or she said cute little brunette. And I was like, she is evil. She is cute, but she said it cute. It sounded more gorgeous. Like personality than looks. And I was like, she's not cute. She's beautiful as far as looks go, but her character is just horrible. And she was like, yeah, but I don't think that it's her. I still think she's too nice for that. And I was like, no.
She needs to go back and rewatch some stuff.
Yeah. No. So I did. I said to her, you'll have to be our fan spotlight at some point in time. We'll talk all about it.
She needs to catch up though.
Yeah. She needs to know. Esme's not nice, but
not at all.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I'm boring. I'm enjoying being boring. So
Nice.
Some of the girls went on a hike yesterday and some of them went shopping, and I was like, no, I think I'm just going to sit here. They have a bathtub with the jets that's like big enough that you can actually lay all the way out instead of being smushed in it. And so that was how I watched my GH yesterday, was in the bathtub.
Nice.
So, but yeah, that was it.
So yeah, join us on Thursday as we finally wrap up the cartel.
Have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platforms. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.